Hey, got me this morning. So I'm having my coffee. This is the other mug that I got from Whist in Asheville. I have another video where I make the butter coffee, and then I got another one that has like a phoenix design on that. So I'm just sitting here doing my morning pages, and I'm in a t-shirt, like my white t-shirt. The white t-shirts I got to wear when I was in high school. I was obsessed about how my clothes went together. Everything had to be just perfect. And I grew up in Clemson, South Carolina, and it didn't matter. Most of us had parents that were professors, or, there was working class families and stuff. And so at the time, we didn't really like certain brands and stuff. We just didn't have it wasn't that important. Spending a lot of money on clothes wasn't necessarily a priority for many of our parents, for us. But what I was wearing, if it had to go, right? So the earrings and the necklace and the belt buckle and it all had to just be so. And except for, of course, when I was playing basketball, I didn't care. But yeah, and then as I've gotten older, like even before COVID, I just got into this place where comfort. I just had to be comfortable. And I have a really good friend, and she's just out in California, and when I was living out there, and she helped me kind of get a better sense of what my actual style is. And so even though comfort was a part of it, she helped me take the stuff that I had. I mean, it just changed so much to have somebody do that with me, to where I could have clothes, like my own clothes, that were comfortable to me and make them cute, I was in my 30s, I think at the time, early 30s, and she just that just changed so much. People who know how to style clothes, like the French tuck, and I mean, things I just didn't know. And so she really, really helped me. And it's interesting how once you get a sense of what your own style is, it does shift like a lot. It's almost like I don't really have to make too many other decisions around clothes. It's like it changes something. That's not necessarily the conversation, but the deal is like my white t-shirts have become this sort of like uniform. And Bunny, even my partner, he will go and get, like, if he's thrifting, he loves to thrift, and he will sometimes surprise me with a good white t-shirt that he finds, and he finds some good stuff. Like, we're living out in LA, he found this amazing Dodger sweatshirt. Here's the Dodger sweatshirt that he found me. Look at that. I mean, I've worn it. It was actually in such good, it was like really, the whites were really white, and now the cuffs are all worn, and because I've worn it so much. But look how cool that is. He found that at, I think, the Goodwill in Santa Monica. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, so the white t-shirts, but they're men's t-shirts, and you can't really find them in the same way. So part of it too is my dad would wear these. These were, he's always worn these as undershirts, like back in the day when at Clemson, when he was a professor there. And so he has like tons of them, and they're so soft from all the years. And so he was like starting to, fold them up and put them away as rags to use. And I pulled one out, and I was like, oh my God, it's so soft. And so the thing that I've run into though is like it's like tearing at the seams. So, so there's some holes, but I don't care. They're great for like underneath things. Oh, and then the other thing I was going to say was this, because I have ADHD, or like neurodivergency. And one of the things that I discovered in people online talking about neurodivergent, characteristics is the way things feel on your skin. Like you have this, not everybody does, I guess, but that sensitivity to how things feel on your skin. And I didn't know that was characteristic of it, but I've had it my whole life. I had it since I was a kid. And I remember when I had stepsisters, and when we were little, we got these, the old nightgowns, they had all that like stitching, and they had the stitching around the sleeves and the little buttons here, and they were like long. They might have even had stitching at the bottom, but they had that stitching, and these weren't like, I don't think they were super high quality. I think they were inexpensive. And I think the stitching was like a plastic, like nylon stitching or something, but like a plastic. So not, I remember it was so uncomfortable, like the itching around the collar. And my stepmother, she was not sensitive to that. So she was just like, kind of, you're being oversensitive and get over it, And, but now I realize that, I think it's because it's the neurodivergency and just having the ADHD, and that it's a thing, that the way things feel in my skin. And so finding these white t-shirts and just finding stuff that works. I mean, I'm old enough now where it's just like, and I work from home most of the time. And so, and even when I was working, luckily the field that I was working in visual effects, they're really, even as an artist manager, things were pretty casual, like how you could dress and stuff. Like the expectation was pretty casual. And then again, having a friend who helped me many years ago kind of define, you could be casual, you can be comfortable, kind of do a couple things that create style that feel good. So I just wanted to share that. My morning pages, it kind of came up when I was doing a little writing, because I thought, oh, this would be cool to show. I have my candle, I have my coffee, I sit here at my little desk. If it's not nice outside, now it rains. So I was going to go outside, but then it started raining, and do my morning pages. And, I don't have children. So, of course, I've been able to make this go a long time. I think the idea is from Julie Cameron, from The Artist's Way, is that you basically wake up and then just start writing. I mean, that's kind of, you can go to the bathroom or whatever, but you just get to writing pretty quickly. But I have my ritual. I have my ritual that I do, and I do this every day. I've been doing it for decades. Occasionally, if I can't do it, I can't do it, but I feel it. So it's my spiritual practice as well. And it's just free writing, it's just free writing. And if there's anything I need to get out and put on paper, and I don't want it, I don't need to keep these, most of them. Sometimes I do get inspiration and ideas as a creative person. I'll get something I want to say or write about, I get downloads and insights. And so I'll have my notebooks, but most of the time it's not precious, right? So the idea with the morning pages is not to make all of that so precious that you can't just put it in the shredder, or can't just tear it up, which a lot of times I do. I didn't for a long time, but then that's another story.